Hey, good morning, and welcome back to The Art of a Life Well Lived. I am Christine Regan Lake, and I am back for another one of my What Are Your Blockages readings. This is a timeless reading, so whenever the message finds you, there might be something in it for you, and if there isn't, don't worry about it, then the message isn't for you. If you like what you hear on my channel, I would love it if you could like, share, and subscribe to my channel so I can help get my messages out to whoever needs to hear them. All right, so let's get started on today's reading. So the first card that came up was loyalty. You need to look at someone in your inner circle who may not have your back. You want to keep your inner circle as pure as possible. It's really important to surround yourself with people that you know have your back and are there to support you, and you can't have anyone in there who may be undercutting you and, doing more harm than good. The second and third card that came up was a cerebral narcissist and the downer blueprint. So there's somebody in your inner circle who is a cerebral narcissist and someone who is extremely pessimistic, who likes to find every reason why something won't work. That negative influence around you, because when you have a cerebral narcissist is someone who feels that they're intellectually superior to you. They tend to have a very low sex drive. They're not very sexual. And a cerebral narcissist gets all of their juice from looking down on others who are, in their mind, intellectually beneath them, that they are so much elevated and their intellectual prowess is so much greater than anyone around them, that that's where they get all of their superiority. That's where they get their big ego trip, is by going out of their way to belittle people around them, to speak down to people from a position of contempt. Right now, they've proven at the Gottman Institute that for someone who's on the receiving end of contempt, it will actually cause autoimmune diseases. So essentially, if you're in a connection, whether it's a lover, a parent, a boss, a friend, a spouse, whatever, who is speaking down to you, it is literally making you sick, and it can trigger autoimmune diseases. Now, one of the things that came up in the next moving forward was that you're experiencing tremendous feelings of resentment. So if you are feeling extremely exhausted and fatigued, it's because you are holding on to resentment to that cerebral narcissist who put you down, talks down to you, treats you like you're less than, and things like that. So you're being encouraged to get quiet and meditate and to learn to release this, right? So in your periods of quiet contemplation and meditation, you are being encouraged to release your feelings of resentments and let it go, because the resentment is literally making you sick. One of the herbs that came up that would help you would be milk thistle. It makes sense that milk thistle came up because the milk thistle supports the liver. Liver is the organ that stores a lot of like anger, rage, resentment, things like that. So by taking milk thistle, you're going to help to reduce the burden on your liver, and milk thistle also helps reduce cancer growth. So you want to take milk thistle and you want to release that resentment that you're holding on to the cerebral narcissist and the downer, the person with the downer blueprint, someone who's always negative, pessimistic, looking for every reason why something won't work. They may come up with every reason why your dream will never manifest, why you shouldn't start that business, why whatever. They'll find every reason something won't work. The next herb that came up for you was St. John's wort. St. John's wort can help with depression. So if you're struggling with depression, if depression is part of the mix of the negative energy that you're feeling towards that cerebral narcissist, the depression, resentment. So take milk thistle to support your liver for the anger, and you want to take the St. John's wort for depression if you're feeling that way. You might also want to exercise. Exercise can create the feel-good endorphins in your brain. You also got chloride. So You may have fluid balance issues like electrolyte issues, so you might want to take more tomatoes, celery, or lettuce. Okay, so those are the herbs that will support your physical body as you're taking this journey. So moving towards into the future, what came up for you? Well, you're being encouraged to have confidence, to believe in yourself, believe in the future, and have confidence as you move forward to put this situation behind you, this cerebral narcissist, this negative person who spoke down to you contemptuously. It's time to move on and release that. And it's time to accept what was, right? So there was an Indian philosopher named Osho who stressed that all suffering comes from resisting what is, right? So when we learn to accept what is, right, what is, what was, that will release you from the bonds of suffering. You're suffering because you are struggling with the anger and the resentment you feel that you allowed yourself to be manipulated or put down or emotionally or physically wounded in some way by this cerebral narcissist. You're angry at yourself for accepting it for as long as you did. You're angry at them for doing it. You're angry at God for the way it's all unfolded. And so you are being encouraged to release it. Release. Set yourself free from the bondage of resentment. And that what's coming down the pike is a new partner. So in order for you to bring in this new partner, what do you need to do? Well, you need to be patient and trust God's divine plan and divine protection. And you need to rest. Your soul is deeply fatigued. This goes on in follow-up to the resentment and the fatigue. Your soul is deeply, deeply fatigued. And God is encouraging you to rest and do what is nourishing to your soul. Especially during this time, don't say yes to anything that isn't yes. If you're too tired to do something, it's no. If you don't feel like doing something, it's no. You need to be selfish and you need to rest your physical, emotional, and spiritual body because the journey that you have taken has caused soul-level fatigue that your body needs to recuperate from. It needs you to gift it the time and the space and the love and compassion to heal. To move forward, you're going to have to be assertive. You're going to have to know that you deserve the life that you desire and dream of, and you have to be assertive to do whatever is necessary to allow it to come in. And if that assertiveness is to forgive someone that you may not want to forgive, then that's what you need to do. The challenge that can come with forgiving and moving on is, I think sometimes we hold on to the anger and the resentment because we feel that the anger and the resentment will protect us. That if we let it go and we put it down, we lay down that burden, it's like we'll forget what we went through and another person may come along who can do that to us. So we feel we clutch and we cling to that anger, rage, and resentment as a form of protection to make sure that we stay hyper alert, that we will never allow someone to violate us again like that. But it causes physical harm. It lowers your vibration and it makes you more susceptible to bacteria, viruses, infections, cancer, whatever. So you are being encouraged to clear your heart chakra, to do whatever healing work is necessary to clear your heart chakra if you want to bring in this new partner, right? So you have to heal and you have to let it go. And that's exactly what came up next. You have to let your past go. You need to notice the signs that now is the time to release all of this and it's time to go. So if you have been struggling with the past, this is God saying to you right now, it's time to lay those burdens down. There's a song, right? Lay your burdens down. Annie Lennox, I think, lay your burdens down. So it's time to lay those burdens down. It is time to release that resentment. It's time to forgive whoever and whatever in your past has been anchoring this lower vibrating negative energy into your emotional body, physical body. And it's time to open your heart. It's time for you to allow a new partner in. It's time to learn to trust yourself and time to learn how to trust others again. Keeping yourself isolated in a bubble of anger, rage, and resentment, keeping yourself alone isn't working for you anymore. And it's time to have the courage and to have the assertiveness to move forward and claim the life that you want. So I hope you found value in that, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thanks.